Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel where we bring you the most amazing and realistic stories that happened in real life. All the stories are carefully selected from all over the internet and they're read by professional voice actors. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and like the video so you don't miss any of our new stories. Also, be sure to share your thoughts in the comments below because your feedback is very important to us. So without further ado, let's begin. I want to tell you my story. I'm 7 years old. My name is Fellamina. I'm an angel now. But before I was an angel, I was a little girl who lived on Earth. When I was still on Earth, I used to love the color pink a lot, and I used to draw a lot of hearts on papers. Whenever I held the pen, it felt like my heart was dancing with joy. I loved drawing hearts so much that even the last picture I drew before I went to the hospital was a big heart. I drew a little heartbeat in the middle of it, and then I opened a brand new page and drew the same heart, but this time the heartbeat was under the big heart. Maybe I was feeling something back then, but I always put all my feelings into my drawings. I had a dream. I wanted to be a doctor, a big doctor, a doctor who could fix children's hearts. I wanted to fix little hearts just like mine. I told my parents I loved them more than anything, and I really meant it. Before I went to the hospital, I looked at my dad and said to him while smiling, "Dad, I have something to tell you. Don't get mad at me." He asked me, "What is it, my love?" I told him, "I love God more than I love you, more than I love." I knew he would get mad at me a little, but he smiled, and his eyes filled up with tears. Then I went to my mom and hugged her beautiful hair and told her, "Mom, I won't be able to see your hair when it turns white." I felt like I was about to fly away. I was about to fly to God, the God I loved so much. I was so happy. I am here in heaven now. I am in a place full of light, love, and angels who laugh and play. But I'm still with you. I'm in every hug, in every smile, in every pink thing, in every heart that beats with love. Before I talk about what happened to Fellamina, let me introduce myself. My name is Maria. I am one of the guardian angels of Lumen. I'm assigned to watch over her family and make sure she can guide them and protect them. Fellamina has a special mission here in heaven. She wants to help other children and their parents who are going through difficult times. She is a source of strength and comfort for those who need it the most. Fellamina passed away after a long battle with a rare heart condition. Despite the pain and suffering she endured throughout her life, she never lost her faith in God or her hope for a better future. Even in her final days, she continued to inspire those around her with her bravery and kindness. Fellamina's story is a testament to the power of love and the importance of cherishing every moment with our loved ones. Her memory lives on in the hearts of everyone who knew her, and her legacy of love and hope continues to inspire people around the world. Lumen was born on March 25, 2007. She was the only child of two loving parents who named her Lumen because they saw her as a ray of light that came into their lives. From the first moment they held their baby daughter in their arms, they knew that she was special. They could feel the warmth of her tiny body against theirs and hear the gentle beating of her little heart. As she grew older, they watched in awe as she learned to crawl, walk, and talk. Each milestone was a reminder of how blessed they were to have her in their lives. But Lumen's journey was not an easy one. At just 6 months old, she was diagnosed with a rare heart condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. This meant that the left side of her heart was too small and underdeveloped to pump blood effectively, which made it hard for her to get enough oxygen. Despite the challenges they faced, her parents were determined to give her the best chance at a normal life. They traveled all over the country looking for a specialist who could help her. Finally, they found a team of doctors who were willing to perform a series of surgeries to help repair her heart. The first surgery was performed when Lumen was still just a baby. The doctors were able to redirect the blood flow in her heart so that it would pass through a shunt, which is a device that acts like a detour around the damaged part of her heart. After the surgery, Lumen was able to go home and live a relatively normal childhood. She attended preschool and made lots of friends. She also had a passion for art and would spend hours drawing pictures of hearts and flowers. She was a bright and cheerful girl who never let her illness define her. However, as she got older, her heart grew, and with it, the need for more extensive surgery. By the time she was 6 years old, she had already undergone several open-heart surgeries, and her doctors told her parents that she needed a third surgery to survive. This surgery was much more risky than the previous ones, and there was no guarantee that it would work. But her parents knew that they couldn't give up on her. They had fought too hard to give her a chance at life, so they agreed to the surgery. Unfortunately, the surgery was unsuccessful, and Lumen went into cardiac arrest. The doctors tried everything they could to save her, but it wasn't enough. On October 29, 2013, Lumen passed away in her parents' arms. They were devastated, but they knew that their daughter had fought a brave fight and had never given up. Hope. When Lumen was still just a baby, she was placed on a waiting list for a heart transplant. Unfortunately, she never received a donor heart in time, and her health continued to deteriorate. In her final days, she experienced something miraculous. Despite the fact that she was surrounded by medical equipment and hooked up to machines, Lumen was able to experience the love and support of her family and friends. Her parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins all took turns staying by her bedside, talking to her, singing to her, and reading to her. They shared funny stories, embarrassing memories, and whispered words of encouragement. They prayed together, sang hymns, and recited Bible verses. Through it all, Lumen's parents never left her side. They held her tiny hands, kissed her forehead, and told her how much they loved her. They promised to take care of her even after she was gone and to keep her memory alive in their hearts forever. After Lumen passed away, her parents were heartbroken. They couldn't understand why their daughter had been taken from them so soon. They felt like their entire world had been shattered into 1,000,000 pieces, and they didn't know how to pick up the pieces. But as time went on, they realized that Lumen had taught them an important lesson about love, courage, and faith. Lumen was a fighter. She never gave up in the face of adversity, and she never lost her sense of humor. She was a true inspiration to everyone who knew her. Her parents knew that she would want them to be strong and to carry on in life. They started by taking small steps, like getting out of bed in the morning and getting dressed. It was hard at first, but they slowly began to feel like themselves again. They began to remember the good times they had shared with Lumen, the laughter, the joy, the unconditional love. They realized that Lumen would not want them to be consumed by grief. She would want them to celebrate the life they had shared and to cherish the memories they had made. As the months went by, Lumen's parents began to heal. They started to feel Lumen's presence in their lives in small ways: a ladybug landing on their shoulder, a rainbow in the sky, a song on the radio. They knew that Lumen was watching over them, guiding them, and comforting them. They also began to find comfort in the love and support of their family and friends. They realized that they weren't alone in their grief and that they could lean on others for help. They started to attend grief counseling sessions and joined a support group for parents who had lost children. It was helpful to talk to others who understood what they were going through and who could relate to their pain. Lumen's parents knew that their daughter would want them to live their lives to the fullest. She was an avid reader, and they knew she would want them to keep learning and growing. They started to take classes at the local community college, exploring new hobbies and meeting new people. They also began to volunteer at a local charity, helping others and giving back to the community. Through it all, Lumen's parents never forgot their daughter. They kept a scrapbook of her life filled with pictures, stories, and memories. They also started a blog to share Lumen's story with the world and to raise awareness for pediatric heart disease. They were amazed by the response they received from other families who had lost children and were grateful for the opportunity to connect with others who understood their pain. In the years since Lumen's death, her parents have found a way to honor her memory while living their lives. They have turned their grief into a source of strength and have become advocates for children's health. They know that Lumen would be proud of them and that she would want them to keep moving forward. They will never forget their daughter and the impact she had on their lives. But they are grateful for the opportunity to live their lives and to make the most of every moment.